All right. I'd like to call to order the Township of Concord Council meeting for May 12th, 2020. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. First item on the agenda is the approval of the public meeting minutes of April 14th. We have a motion to do so. We have a second.
Second motion.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next is the total expenditures for the month of $693,604.01, made up of an April payroll of $147,766.92, current bills totaling $434,228.89, current bills totaling $111,608.20. We have a motion to approve those expenditures.
Motion to approve.
We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Public comment, which was emailed to us earlier today. We have actually 4 of them. We have one from Mike Greek, and he would like to pass this along to the Concord Township members. I will summarize most of them, but I think this is pertains to something that's further along in our agenda. I want to say thank you to Concord Township Council for your continued support of Chester Water Authority and its ratepayers. Without the steadfast support of local municipalities and CWA's ratepayers, this fight would already be over. I hope Concord and other municipalities continue to resist the onslaught of privatization brought about by PA Act 12. Since its inception on April 14, 2016, big private water companies have been frantically purchasing municipalities' water and wastewater assets throughout Pennsylvania. These acquisitions also come with empty promises and costly consequences to ratepayers and local municipalities. Felonious rate freezes, high water rates, potential loss of space, etc. Shift of water sewer line service responsibility caused by PA Act 12 will be very costly to Pennsylvania ratepayers in the future. In closing, I again say thank you to Concord Township, to the residents of Concord Township, as well as Chester Water Authority. Can't do it without all you. Second one is, they're actually fairly simple tonight. I'll start with the most simple one first. From Joshua Twersky, I will summarize these without rhetoric. Twersky's first comment was he had a concern regarding the cost of the first postcard mailer. He feels it was not delivered in a timely fashion regarding the real estate taxes. I think we can, Amanda, we can provide the cost of that. And I think council disagrees with your position regarding the date and information posted. Number 2, he has a request to consider not collecting any real estate taxes in 2021. I think the answer would be council considers real estate taxes as part of creating the budget. We'll do that in the fall. Question number 3, regarding his right to know request and the processing thereof. Amanda, could you kindly repeat? Number 4, his displeasure at how this month and last month's meetings are being held. The answer would be formats used are allowed. Hopefully we can get back to normal in the near future. Number 5, he has concerns regarding, quote, save Chester Water Authority on our township digital message board. That could be a, quote, slippery slope that could open us up to all sorts of free speech litigation. The township has supported Chester Water during their whole struggle in this hostile takeover. Back in 2017, we passed a resolution in support of their staying independent. In 2019, Frank Catania and members of the Chester Water Authority were here at a meeting. I think most Tom was Josh Twersky. No reaction. Saving Chester Water Authority. But I think we're doing our best. Mr. Greek so eloquently put in his email. We will continue to do so because it affects the ratepayers that use Chester water in our township. Regarding the slippery slope, if you could look at that, maybe report at the next meeting if we have any issues. Last item is questioning regarding the posting of this year's financials and that the audits prior to 2017 are not being posted on the website. Amanda, can you look into that and
Yes.
thank you. Third email we got is from a resident along Shavertown Road. I think there might be some confusion here because I think we've gotten this question before. There is a draft property maintenance code that's being considered by the township. I want to reinforce there was one hearing. It has not been passed. It's still in the draft form. The question asked was, how will that maintenance code be enforced? My recollection was, and my colleagues agree with me if they like, is that would be enforced by the code enforcement officer, as all the ordinances in the township of Concord are. The last one is from Ann Cecilia Taft, and she would like to request that Concord Township take an active role to get small business reopened in our township, suggesting that we lobby council and the state governments. And I think, Pete, you had some comments you wanted to talk about with that?
I do,
'Cause
yes.
This is something near and dear to your heart. You're a lot of us.
Yeah, I would like to actually make a motion that we reach out to our state and county officials regarding a timeline and possibly getting our businesses reopened. Remember, there is a reaction to every action, and some of the businesses contacted me are very, very concerned. The closing of our local businesses is creating a hardship that may be unrecoverable. The investments made will be lost forever, and this is the reaction to the steps that have been taken in flattening the curve for the virus. Yes, I am very concerned for the health and well-being of our township residents as well as the county, state, and country. I'm finding from a professional standpoint that this virus attacks the elderly and those with some type of compromised health, whether it be diabetes, high blood pressure, or another health issue. I also believe that we, as in most citizens, have learned how to curtail the spread by wearing masks as we're doing today here, social distancing as we're doing here as well, and limiting personal contact. I'm not sure about everybody else, but I know we're not handshaking anymore either. So if anything, we've learned from this virus, and that is why I believe that we have to start moving forward before we create more issues than only this coronavirus. To sum it up, I'm looking for a motion to send a letter to our local authorities and try to get a plan to open our businesses in Concord Township. Thank you.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, any questions or discussion? I think that we should be sending that to our Delaware County and also our
Correct, as well as the district attorney.
probably. I also think it probably would be.
I agree.
I agree. Aye.
This is Concord's version of the Masked Singer. All right, moving on to new business. Resolution number 32 of 2020, which is a resolution, Concord Township, Delaware County, expressing serious and immediate concerns about proposed actions regarding Chester Water Authority in light of the Governor's Wolf declaration of a fiscal emergency for the city of Chester. Whereas on April 13, 2020, Governor Wolf issued a declaration of fiscal emergency for the city of Chester. Whereas a particular concern in a statement made in the concise statement of facts supporting the determination of the fiscal emergency in the city of Chester, referenced in the Governor Wolf's recent declaration, which states in part, the city of Chester has two significant business type assets: the water system owned by the Chester Water Authority, the parking system owned by the city. The city considers a potential sale of the utility assets of the authority, which if consummated, generate millions of dollars. The city has been engaged in multiple lawsuits related to the sale of the authority, Defeat would result in the loss of huge source of potential revenue for the city. Whereas Concord Township staunchly believes the city of Chester does not have a legitimate ownership claim over any of the assets that belong to the Chester. Whereas Concord Township staunchly believes that the city of Chester has no claim whatsoever to the Octorara Reservoir and the hundreds of acres of open space surrounding the reservoir, which lands and waters are used by the citizens of this Commonwealth and owned by them pursuant to Article 1, Section 27 of the Pennsylvania Constitution. Whereas previous attempts by the city of Chester to claim ownership are currently in litigation in the Delaware County Orphan. Whereas attempts by the city of Chester to repeatedly sell or monetize the assets of Chester Water Authority would constitute a grave conversion of hundreds of million dollars from the ratepayers throughout Delaware and Chester. Whereas Chester Water Authority is an independent municipal authority with its own governing board, decades of faithful service to over 200,000 ratepayers across Delaware and Chester County. Whereas Chester Water Authority is a longtime source of clean, high-quality drinking water and recreational open space for the residents of our township, has protected our community from unnecessary rate hikes for both its residential and business customers. Whereas the proposed sale of Chester Water Authority to private for-profit companies would have a detrimental impact on the utility rates for both the township residents and the business customers. Whereas the township is concerned that either Governor Wolf or the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development will attempt, under the guise of the fiscal emergency, to order the sale of Chester Water Authority, thereby sacrificing the independent integrity of the authority as well as the ownership rights of the citizens of Pennsylvania granted to them by Article 1, Section 27 of the Pennsylvania Constitution. Whereas the township is concerned that such a sale of the authority at this time would be an egregious abuse of power when the public is rightfully distracted with the COVID-19 pandemic. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the council members of Concord Township, hereby urge in the strongest possible term that Governor Wolf and the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development immediately and publicly commit Chester Water Authority's continued existence as an independent municipal water authority to protect public access to the Octorara Reservoir and the open space land surrounding the reservoirs, and to advocate for the best interest of over 200,000 Chester Water Authority ratepayers. We have a motion to approve that resolution.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? The only thing I'd like to add, I've been drinking Chester water all my life, and look how I turned.
Your hair, you lost your hair.
Anyway. Okay, motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Mr. Crossan, I think these next three are in your wheelhouse since they have to do with land acquisitions and parks. Hand the agenda over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'd like to move resolutions number 33, 34, and 35 of 2020 in one motion, and they are with regard to applications to DCNR, the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, which has an annual grant process, and those grants were due. Concord Township is applying for 3 grants, hence the 3 resolutions, and those are for financial support for land acquisitions, so that we're able to leverage the money that we have with grant money, as well as for a master plan for Bush Hill Farm, the current dog park. And so, Mr. President, I move these 3 resolutions for the grant applications to DCNR, resolutions number 33, 34, and 35 of 2020.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 5, resolution number 36, deferment of the 2020 tax payments. Whereas Concord Township Resolution 31, 2020, enacted into law on April 20th, and we hereby declare that the discount period for Concord Township real estate taxes is hereby extended through August 31st, 2020. The township will waive any fee or penalty otherwise due if the township tax is paid in full by December 31st, 2020, so that all taxes paid between September 1, 2020 and December 31, 2020, payment of the face amount of township tax will be accepted by Township Council. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved.
Do I have a second? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 We have we need to authorize the bid for the advertisement for the repointing of a portion of the township building here. There are portions of the building was built, I think, in 1939, and there are some pointing that's required around the stone lintels on the upper floors. It's a matter of wear and tear for a building this age, and we're going to put that out to bid. Do we have a motion to authorize that advertisement for bid?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Mr. Gillespie, since this one has to do with highways, I'm going to turn it over to you. Item 7.
Yes, Mr. President, at a prior meeting, I had explained each of the streets to be improved 2020 road program. We had authorized the engineer to receive bids. Township did receive bids on May the 8th. 3 bidders had submitted bids. The low bidder is Innovative Construction Services of Fallcroft, PA. We had a base bid and a base bid plus alternates. So the base bid plus alternates come in within our budget. So the recommendation is to award the contract to Innovative Construction Services in the amount of $794,341.44. That's a motion.
Form of a motion, Mr. Gillespie? That's a motion. Second? Okay, I think Innovative, Nate, we've worked with them before, been very happy with their work. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next is to accept the following plans as complete for review. 119 Thornton Road, Wraith, final minor lot line change. 1050 Baltimore Pike, Team Toyota, preliminary final land development plan. 229 Thornton Road, Martin, final minor access easement adjustment. 806 Baltimore Pike, 322 Plaza Associates, final land development. We have a motion to accept those plans.
So moved.
We have a second. Yes, sir.
Have a mic. Come here.
Although the township is going to accept them for review, this does not in any way affect the other resolutions wherein until the declaration of emergency is declared as being over, the requirements as set forth in the Pennsylvania MPC will not go into effect until the emergency is over.
Thank you. So we would be accepting them with that condition. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please
I
signify.
second it.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Last thing is the COVID-19 update business operations report. Amanda has handed me a bunch of information here. I think one of the first things we have to do is we did a resolution number 31 of 2020, and I think we need to extend that date per the governor's order. Go ahead, Amanda. You want to take care of that?
Yes, that is correct. So you should have a motion. The governor has a stay-at-home order in until June 4th. So you should extend the emergency declaration to that time.
Okay, do we have a motion to do so?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions or discussion?
We are opening the township
Yes,
building
we
though
will
on
be
the 8th.
opening the township building per the social distancing requirements May 18th, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Beginning on May 18th, we will be allowing township essential business to be conducted with outside visitors into the building. We will be following all CDC and governor regulations, so there will be safety requirements when entering our building. The information will be posted on our website, but it is our intention to keep things moving, that we absolutely can. And please have patience. Our staff is going to be on staggered shifts, working in office and remotely. Thanks.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. We have discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Along with that, we will not be having our agenda meeting for the month of May. We will be having the June public meeting on June 9th. Since the primary election day is June 2nd, and they will be using this as a polling place. I think it was the opinion of council that we'd like to get the building cleaned after their use, the meeting 1 week. Other things that are going on, we have lawn debris scheduled pickup on May 13th. Township building is closed on May 27th for Memorial Day. And that's basically it. Amanda, did I miss anything else with this continuing business operations?
No, and that plan will be updated and put on the website this Friday.
Okay,
Mr. President, one last note with regard to upcoming events. Typically, we have the township movie night in the park at the beginning of June. Amanda and I are working with Parks and Recreation Department to move that movie night to later in the summer. We're looking at a July date, and we're looking at a drive-in theater style movie. And we had also planned for summer concerts in June, July, and August. We are regrouping this week to determine the best way to move forward with those, most likely later in the summer.
probably you guys aren't, Julie probably remembers. Let's file everybody in the back of the trunk when you went to the drive-in. I don't think we need to do that out here in Concord. Anyway. All right, that being said, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Sec-
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you for
Aye.
joining us, and thank you for tuning in at home this evening.